office you're running for?
Okay, my name is LaVerne Thraen, LaVerne Thraen, and I'm running for the OPPD board.
Okay. L, little a, big V?
That's correct.
Okay. Have you run before?
Yes, I ran in '92,
Okay.
and then I ran in 2008.
Okay.
And it's where I got my 25,000 votes. That was a good one. And then now I'm running again in 2000.
So what is it? What is it that interests you in running for OPPD?
Well, energy is the biggest crucial issue for our economy. And right now, the coal and the nuclear are basically putting a tax on our economy. Future purchase of coal supplies and the storage of nuclear waste forever. So I want to stop those things. And plus burning coal, you have dirty air, dirty water, mercury in your fish. When people say it's 12 cents a kilowatt hour, 14 cents a kilowatt hour, it's just not true, because you have healthcare costs, you have asthma in children, you have fetal brain damage from the mercury in the fish. And so these costs, and plus the subsidies, those are another cost out of another pocket. So you have your rate out of front pocket, you have your taxes out of your other pocket, and then you have your healthcare bill out of your other pocket, because we're using dirty fuels. And that's the main thing. So efficiency and renewables, that's what I'm interested in. So every building uses about 60 to 80% more energy than it needs to use to perform the exact same tasks. And so reducing that through efficiency, air-to-air heat exchangers, smart grid technology, windows, doors, insulation. It's the cheapest way, or the least expensive way, to provide electrical service. And then after you get everybody's loads down, then you can start applying energy to the buildings that need it. So solar, wind, could be natural gas through a fuel cell, depending on what that building needs and what an environmental engineer would look at and say, okay, this building has solar or it has wind, or maybe we just put on a natural gas generator, and so so then you have energy at the location. We lose 90% of our energy through the distribution of it. So if you actually put the energy on the buildings that are using it, then you have very little loss, like 5% loss of energy. Still hooked up to the grid as a smart grid, and then you can share that energy. So you're not using your renewable energy because your business is closed over the weekend. That energy can be shifted over to the homes that will be using it. And it becomes a much more reliable system. And that's what I'm excited about. It's clean and reliable to go with renewables and efficiency.
What do you see, also beyond that, what do you see as some of the issues OPPD is facing right now?
Well, the nuclear power plant is the biggest one. And then, of course, the coal emissions is the second biggest one. So the conversion of the coal plants to natural gas plants cut their CO2 in half. It also get rid of the mercury and the heavy metals and the other issues. And then, of course, the nuclear power plant, it's been so poorly run. The NRC has taken it over. And we would spend $500 million, and we have a plant that's sitting idle. And it only costs $1 billion to decommission. And so we're already halfway to decommissioning, and we're not running our plant. So those are the biggest issues, I think, for them. It's the coal emissions, and then it's, of course, the nuclear power plant in its unsafe mode right now. And the reason I say it's unsafe is because the flood would have liquefied all of the ground underneath it. And so all of that shifted and moved. And so the piping, the wiring, and all that kind of thing is going to be damaged. And I just think we should shut it down.
Why should people vote for you?
Well, people should vote for me because I'm honest. The board hasn't changed hands for a long, long time. And I'm pursuing efficiency, which means we're going to improve every home and every business in the city. We're going to improve its performance. We're going to actually invest in the people using energy so they can reduce their consumption of energy. So then we can start to deploy renewable systems around the city.
What else you want to add? Anything I might have left out, or you like to make sure you get?
Smart grid technology is really about applying our computer technologies, just like we do with the internet, uploading videos to the internet. I want to begin uploading clean energy to a new energy net. And that's my real goal. So then it becomes a democratic system in which people can upload clean energy off their own roofs and not have to depend upon a centralized power company. Like now, we don't depend on the movie makers. We make our own movies and upload them to YouTube. And now we can generate our own energy and not have to rely on the central suppliers. Industry needs to do cogeneration, absorbing heat that's lost, use it for other issues. Homes need weatherization along with efficiency, which is air-to-air heat exchangers and the smart grid. And then transportation, for an example, is just a side issue. Cars need to become carbon fiber, a third of their weight. and then you can use hydrogen fuel on an all-electric car, and then the system stays in place. You still go pump in fuel in your gas, you still get candy at the gas station. Nobody loses that way. And it's cheaper for the petroleum people to provide us with hydrogen fuels than it is with petroleum fuels because the refinement's very little. You have huge wind energy in Iowa. They can be storing that as a hydrogen gas when they have excess wind power. Like in Germany, for an example, they gave away energy free for a day because the turbines over there was generating way too much energy. So they just told everybody to use energy free for a day. And that's what happens with renewables. The renewable energies always go down in cost because the energy supply is free. And so non-renewables, just based on that logic, there become less and less of them as you use them, so they go up and up in price. So once you set up a renewable energy system, then the fuel is free, and then over time, of course, it goes down in cost. So we have plenty of electrons sitting in the surface of the Earth. All we have to do is collect those electrons and put them down our wires and use them like we should.